Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. That's right, it's the other half of the first round of the Cruiserweight Classic. My name is JDL John Dave Shaw Layfield, and oh my god, he's back. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Suicide, the man who is 0-5 in the ProJaked universe, I believe. He is, other than Colt Cabana, he is the man who holds the longest winless streak in the ProJaked universe. Yeah, he's never won a match. He hasn't been seen in a couple of years in the ProJaked universe, I believe. And now he wants to come here and get himself try to see if he can revitalize his career as he's having lights show up. Look, more lights showing up. Nevertheless, yeah, as I said, I'm JDO, and this is the Cruiserweight Classic. If you didn't watch the first episode that featured the first half of the first round / qualifiers, I don't understand why you're watching this episode right now. You should probably go back and watch that episode. But if you don't want to watch that episode, which you're crazy not to want to watch, you missed Akira Tozawa defeating Kurt Hawkins. You missed Matt Sydal defeating Eddie Edwards. You missed Ricochet defeating X-Pac. And you missed Davey Richards defeating Tony Nese so far in this tournament. Up here tonight, we've got Suicide, as you can see, coming out here. Yeah, he's going to be in action here tonight. You're going to see a couple of names from the ProJaked universe past here tonight, not just Suicide, but also a couple of other ones, as well as some other fresh new faces that you haven't seen before. So that's what makes this tournament so amazing, is you never know what's going to end up happening with this thing. Nevertheless, like I said, Suicide 0-5 in his illustrious career. He wrestled twice on ECW, once on SmackDown, and twice on Main Event, and he lost all 5 matches. Meanwhile, here's this guy. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Lince Dorado. He does a lot of awesome wrestling stuff. It's about as best as you can say. He's a really great wrestler. Brought to you by that guy created. But anyway, yeah, he's a good wrestler. You know, he's really good when it comes to wrestling and the Cruiserweight division, and it could be very interesting to see if he actually gets something going. So yeah, he's happy to be here. He's even throwing up horns for some reason. I'm not sure why, but yeah, there you go. So Suicide and Lince Dorado to start off this second night of the first round / qualifiers. They will 2 masked wrestlers going at it here. Kind of crazy. And yeah, so then we have 3 other matches as the night progresses on. I do have to make an announcement. Due to the craziness of timing-wise and all that stuff, we have decided to change the prize of the winner of this tournament. They still get a guaranteed contract, and they're still getting a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship. However, it's actually going to be taking place after WrestleMania. Just because trying to get all this done by the next ECW would be kind of chaotic. So we decided to just wait, and the winner of this tournament will get the first title shot after WrestleMania. It gives it a little bit of time for the tournament to progress, so it doesn't have to feel rushed. And because, I mean, it's not really too much of a spoiler, but the Cruiserweight title is going to be kind of defended at WrestleMania in a bit of a chaos kind of match. That's kind of what we usually do with that belt. It's kind of just become a tradition on pay-per-views in the ProJaked universe. So we didn't want to throw the winner of that into that. So they're going to be getting the first title shot against whoever walks out of WrestleMania as the Cruiserweight champion. It'll be taking place, I believe, not on the ECW following. It won't be on the ECW following WrestleMania, because we already have something in mind for that anyway, which I don't know if Zakrisco has announced yet or not, so I'm not going to spoil anything. Well, I guess not really spoiling. It's going to be the draft happening after WrestleMania. So that first week after WrestleMania is going to be all draft shows, so we're not going to have any sort of actual storylines really going on there. But I believe it'll be that following ECW then. It'll be the first official ECW, so to speak. It will be the first non-draft ECW to happen after WrestleMania. That's when the winner of this tournament will get their title shot or title match, because and that company's Stanford, Connecticut. You can't say title shot. But, yeah. So, yeah, this match has been going back and forth here a little bit. Lince Dorado with a big DDT there, taking Suicide down. Springboarded in with a frog splash on Suicide's back there. Suicide apparently opting to not wear boots, but instead wear kind of kick pad things with his red feet being exposed, so that's a bit awkward. Nevertheless, tried for a cutter, missed it. Suicide, of course, it'll be interesting to see if he actually wins, because, of course, if he wins, it would be his first time ever in the ProJaked universe history, which, if you want to know more about his history in the ProJaked universe, you can go click on that link down in the description that says that takes you to the ProJaked Wiki, where you can find out a whole bunch of stuff, including slightly outdated win-loss records and pay-per-view stuff and a couple of wrestler stuff, and go from there. And probably after WrestleMania is when, because I'm the one that's kind of in charge of the win-loss record thing, and due to my sickness and injuries and all the other stuff I've had recently, I've been kind of behind on that stuff, as you guys have been able to tell with me kind of being sporadic with my appearances in the show videos recently. Trying to get better with that. But and I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so it should be after WrestleMania happens that I'll get everything caught up on there, the win-loss records, and then I should be getting the tournaments, both the women's and the Cruiserweight tournament on there as well. So you'll be able to, see everybody who competed in that and find out who won who against who and all that crazy stuff. So yeah, that'll be awesome. Nevertheless, we've got these guys fight on the outside because, of course, falls count anywhere, because, of course, we don't want to have all these matches end up count out. I did test that today, and it's still doing it for some reason. I changed lots of settings, and they still are obsessed with having count out victories for some reason. It was something that had to do with the update that my Xbox got after Code Blue by Suicide there. It has something to do with the update my Xbox One got after the Hall of Fame package was downloaded, so I don't know. Or I guess before it. The last update that happened, 1.06, I think was the patch or whatever. It had something to do with that. It caused my game to decide that any matches set on a higher difficulty automatically means, with AIs, automatically means that you have to try to go for a count out victory, or just count out draw. I don't know why. It's kind of stupid. But of course, I'm not going to bring these matches to you guys in an easy or even normal difficulty, because then they'd be really boring matches. So there you go. Nevertheless, half Nelson suplex there by Suicide. And the cover. 2, no. Lince Dorado getting out of that. Apologize for not doing a good job calling the action in this matchup, but, that's the first matchup of the video, and I had to take care of a lot of that other stuff. So there you go. Suicide is currently walking into the turnbuckle. And then now he's going to go over the top rope. Suicide is not exactly one of the smartest in the bunch, as you can tell by his 0-5 record in the ProJaked universe. He does look a little bit better than he did back then, so that's a benefit. But at the same time, he just did one of the most useless moves in wrestling, and now he's going for a cover after this. So, I mean, say what you will. I don't know if it's more of a surprise that he went for a cover after that, or if it's more of a surprise that Lince Dorado just almost got defeated by that. That's kind of unnerving anyway. Nevertheless, Suicide decided to go back in the ring. Now this time he's actually going up to the top like he was trying to do earlier. Lince Dorado there, the lights go out again, because, I keep forgetting to actually touch my controller during this. Nevertheless, big moonsault to the outside with a big miss. Lince Dorado's playing possum. And super kick by Lince Dorado. Just like that, he's suddenly in control here. But Suicide able to fight off with a kick to the knee there. Try to kick his leg out of his leg. If you don't know that reference, go back and watch the old Velocity videos. That was a thing there, and I brought it up on this week's episode of SmackDown too. Which, spoiler alert, I'm a part of on this one. So there you go. Meanwhile, elbow drop off the top rope to the outside. 2. Oh, I thought that was 3. I was about to say, oh my God, Suicide actually won a match, but nope, he kicked it. Lince Dorado kicked out right before the 3 count. Dorado finding out whatever Suicide was going for there. Wheelbarrow arm drag. Wheelbarrow arm drag. I could try to add an extra L in there. Big DDT down to the mat. That thin mat there that's not offers as much protection there. Drop kick to the back. Ignore those guys sitting at that commentary table there, because those aren't real people. Those are actually our German, French, and I don't know, Brazilian announcers, I guess. I don't know. 2? No. Kick out of 2. I couldn't come up with a good third one. I apologize for anybody out there who might have got offended by that, but there you go. We don't pay attention to them. That's why we have their voices off in our stuff, because we don't care about them. We know that you want to hear our voices more than theirs, and if for some reason you do want to hear their voices more, then just go and play the game yourself, I guess. But this is the ProJaked universe, and they're not the commentators for the ProJaked universe. It is, of course, the living legend Larry Sacrisco and the big match John himself, big fight John himself, John Dave Shaw Layfield, JDL. So there you go. Oh, super kick busted, Suicide open somehow. You can't really tell under the mask, but he's busted open. Staggering up to his feet, Dorado with a Uranagi into a the Anaconda device. Okay. He's got it locked in. Can he get Suicide to tap? No, Suicide didn't tap out. Suicide fought out of it. Oh, drop kick to the knee. Had to kick the knee right into the steps there, too. That's not good. 2K, if you could make that seem like it actually was, like he actually was kicking his knee into the steps for the next game, that'd be awesome. Oh my god. Getting tilt-whirl arm dragged into the table. And, oh, that dragon suplex where he just bends your back. I mean, we've seen that at times, and it's just a devastating maneuver. Dorado's trying to get Suicide to tap out or pass out here. And no, fighting out of it. And big running dropkick. These two are just going back and forth right now. Dorado's just trying to get the victory any way he can. Suicide's just trying to fight back at this point. Just trying to do what he can to keep fighting back. Suicide with a scoop slam there. Stagger, kind of down to a knee a little bit there because he's kind of worn out at this point. I'm sure that missed moonsault off the top rope, is something that he hasn't fully recovered from yet. As is clear by the fact that he can't seem to figure out what he's doing there. Okay, now, basement drop kick to Lince Dorado there. Turning him over. And another basement drop kick. Doing what he can at this point. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Okay. The dual basement drop kicks win it. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Get your head kicked around enough that there you go. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time in the history of the ProJaked universe, Suicide has won a match. By God, put all your money on him right now. I'd call it an upset, but to be fair, Lince Dorado wasn't, there wasn't much known about Lince Dorado before he got here anyway. So, nevertheless, that has been this match, and I believe we're going to go on to the next match. Ladies and gentlemen, we go from that match of kind of an upset to this match up here, featuring this man. That's right, the former John Morrison, better known as Johnny Mundo. He's taken part in this Cruiserweight Classic. If you don't remember too much about Johnny Mundo / John Morrison, I am struggling over my words right now. If you don't remember much about him in the past, you can definitely go check out the ProJaked Wiki to find out. But he is 2-8 in his ProJaked Universe career. Didn't really have that much success. Spent a lot of time on SmackDown. Pretty much spent all his time on SmackDown. So you never know if the SmackDown committee is watching this and possibly looking at him if he wins this tournament, sign him to a contract, or maybe even if he doesn't. I mean, it's not, that's kind of the beauty of this tournament too, is that just the winner gets the guaranteed contract, but that doesn't necessarily mean that other people who don't end up looking really good won't get a chance to be a part of the ProJaked universe as well. So you never know. Nevertheless, his opponent here tonight is a man who we haven't seen in the ProJaked universe before. That's right, it's Jack Gallagher, the gentleman of the Cruiserweight world, as he would like to kind of be known as. Jack Gallagher is, is a very skilled he's a very skilled athlete in that ring, and is really should make a fine opponent here for Johnny Mundo. It's gonna be interesting. Johnny Mundo kind of has a style that kind of is unique, and I can't really say offhand that I know of any other wrestler who can do some of the stuff that he's able to do. Whereas Jack Gallagher is, he's kind of that person that you look at him and he just kind of seems kind of generic, kind of bland and everything. He's just a gentleman, he's sophisticated, whatever. But he's actually a very skilled technical wrestler, and he can actually do really well in that ring. So either one of these two could end up walking away from this first round qualifier matchup thing as the victor and going on to the quarterfinals. You never know. Nevertheless, we're going to get this matchup underway here tonight. As you see Tanahashi calling for the bell. I don't remember the first name I gave him, but the referee for this tournament is, of course, Tanahashi. It was a Kyoto, or I don't remember what it was. It wasn't Hiroshi. It wasn't Hiroshi Tanahashi. Don't worry about that. Nevertheless, Jack Gallagher with a big hip toss there. Turning Mundo over here and driving him face first with his knee into the mat. And doing it again. Look at that. Just taking a beat down to Johnny Mundo. But Mundo getting reversal here. Big dragon screw there. Mundo's going to try to look for some of that unique offense that nobody else out there in the world can do, and that not many people have a counter for. But it's kind of crazy to look at it too. The fact that you see, you got Johnny Mundo, who's incredibly tan and vain, and really into his looks and all that, versus Jack Gallagher, who's pale and just kind of wants to just go out there and have show off some good skills. So he's not really much of a high flyer versus Johnny Mundo, who is kind of a high flying type, as you saw right there, the top rope crossbody. So yeah, it's definitely a unique clash of styles here tonight. But nevertheless, Mundo turning Gallagher over and working on that arm. One of the most useless moves in wrestling, of course. Gallagher fighting back with a big jawbreaker there. And a big clothesline. What a clothesline that one was there. Taking him down to the mat. Now he's doing one of the most useless moves in wrestling. I call it one of the most useless moves in wrestling, not because it's obviously it works on the arm and everything, but you never, even in real life, unless you have an arm-based submission maneuver, you never really see anybody get too affected by that. Like, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, especially in the game. It doesn't affect you. It's not going to cause you to get pinned because your arm's been worked on all match. So it's just a really annoying move, and I prefer it not to be used. But of course, I don't do a lot of editing when it comes to different move sets, other than just a couple tweaks here and there, and making sure people have the right signatures and finishers, because that's not annoying. Downloading something from Community Creations only to find out that it has just generic signatures and finishers. But nevertheless, that's enough of that fourth wall breaking rambling. Jack Gallagher getting put up on the top rope here, fighting off Mundo. Decided not to go off the top rope. Jumps down, tries to go for something, but Mundo was able to catch him. And look at this big spinning around and hitting a DDT, just dropping Gallagher down to the mat. Going for the quick cover after that. Just a one count though. Mundo, of course, is in control right now, working on the neck there and the head. Definitely, definitely can break out some of that different, unique offense at any moment in time, as we're kind of seeing right here, actually, with that big kind of spinning leg drop there. Kind of a bit of a corkscrew kind of leg drop. Going for some sort of cutter thing, but Gallagher find him off. Gallagher, I don't know if he's trying to go for something there and couldn't figure out what to do or what, but he kind of goofed up there with the opportunity. Mundo hit a big swinging neck breaker, hitting it for a 2 count in the middle of the ring there. Gallagher's got to get something going. He's just been getting worked over so far in this stage of the matchup. He's got to get something going if he really wants to move on in this tournament and try to get that shot at the Cruiserweight Championship after WrestleMania. But a big knee to the side of the head, that's got to rattle your brain around. I mean, we just saw that last match with Suicide beating Lince Dorado by 2 basement drop kicks. 2 drop kicks right to the side of the head, so it could easily happen. Look at the strength and the power, though. Johnny Mundo jumped off the top rope. Gallagher caught him, turned around, and hit a power bomb. What strength there by Jack Gallagher. In a big shoulder block, followed by another shoulder block into that move because for some reason they all have seen his move come back. Nevertheless, Gallagher's fighting back here. Goes for a big DDT, planting down Johnny Mundo, and a big fist drop, $1 million fist drop. Expect to be seeing that in the upcoming King of Trios tournament because well, I mean, I guess I can kind of spoil it right now. I have got into contact with them, and the originator of that $1 million fist drop will be making his comeback for that tournament. So, you know, there's that. Nevertheless, Gallagher's getting brought in the hard way. Cover. 1. Just a 1 count. So yeah, Ted DiBiase will be in that tournament, and I bet you could probably guess who his partners will be for that, or at least you can narrow it down on who his partners will be for that. So, but that'll be coming up after WrestleMania because that's going to be a huge thing. Oh, the leg drop, great, busts Gallagher open. Mundo going out onto the apron, springboard 450 misses. Gallagher doesn't take advantage though. I think he was dazed, and Mundo with a big backbreaker, neckbreaker combination. Mundo's a bit wounded, though. That springboard 450 that he missed is kind of taking its effect a little bit. But he hits a big knee drop nonetheless. And that corkscrew leg drop again. Yeah, in case, I've mentioned it before. We're going to kind of touch on just then, but yeah, the King of Trios is definitely going to be a big tournament. It's going to be one that goes on for probably a good couple months. Honestly, we're going to really go all out with that thing. So, nevertheless, Gallagher's celebrating, getting himself all pumped up, despite the fact that his forehead is just a crimson red at that point. Look at this. Looks even worse on a pale body like his, but it's just crimson red. Scooping Mundo up for something, but Mundo reverses into a big German suplex. Gallagher might be in trouble here soon. Mundo send him into the corner. Not sure what he's going for here. Turning him around. Kicking him in the gut, throwing him down. Could this be Starship Pain? Into the cover. 1, 2. There you go. Johnny Mundo advancing on, and ignore that music because that's really, I thought I shut that off, but nevertheless, yeah, Johnny Mundo advancing on to the next round of this tournament, and there you go. So, yeah, it's exciting stuff, and we shall have to see if he can find more success and get back into the ProJaked universe. But yeah, it's time to move on to that next matchup. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, into the third matchup of the evening, and it's gonna feature this guy right here. That's right, this is Gregory Helms. For those who don't know, this is the man who used to be known as the Hurricane. But he has actually not appeared in the ProJaked universe at all under Gregory Helms or the Hurricane. But he's going to try to fight his way into the ProJaked universe here tonight by, trying to compete in this first round qualifier matchup, and hopefully advancing on into the tournament as it goes. But he is here. He is ready to fight. And his opponent is somebody you might recognize from the ProJaked universe's past. This guy might be the biggest name in these tournaments so far from the universe's past. This is Trent. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Trent, or as he's known on this thing, Trent BARETTA. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Trent is here. He's got a bit of a history with the ProJaked universe. He's 15, 13, and 1, so he actually has a winning record. Not only that, but he actually, in the only time that we've ever done it, I believe the only time we've ever done it, we had our Fate or Fortune ladder match combination thing, where the winners of each briefcase got a shot at the got a shot at a world title, a secondary title, a tag team title, and then the fourth one got fired. And this man actually won one of those briefcases, and inside was actually a shot at the tag team titles. So him and his partner at the time, a man that you might recognize from my show in the ProJaked universe, none other than Shawn Michaels, they actually challenged for the ECW tag team titles. They were unsuccessful, but they still teamed up and challenged for them. So there you go. Trent definitely has a little bit of history in the ProJaked universe, and he's definitely looking to try to get back into it. But in order to do that, he's got to go through Gregory Helms here tonight. So yeah, definitely going to be an interesting battle. And for those breaking the fourth wall again slightly, for those who might have an issue with the way Gregory Helms looks, I had to do my best because I am not a creator of cause that well at all. If you remember from my Fallout 3 playthrough or my 2K17 my career playthrough, or there's other videos out there you might have seen in it, but you don't know about those. Basically, I'm not good at creating characters. And what I had to do for Xbox One anyway is that there was the only Gregory Helms there was on Xbox One was one of him wearing all of his Impact Wrestling getup, which is basically just his big jacket and his pants and all that stuff. And I really didn't want to deal with that. So what I did is I got the best Hurricane Caw, and I kind of changed it from there. So I think I did a pretty good job. I kind of compared it to a previous picture of him, but hopefully I did a good job. I don't know. It's not the greatest, but I'm not trying to say that I'm good at creating that stuff. Nevertheless, that's enough fourth wall breaking for the moment. We've got Gregory Helms and Trent going at it here in this ring, and look at this maneuver. That's a painful maneuver right there. Gregory Helms trying to bend up Trent BARETTA, trying to work on that back there, but BARETTA. I keep saying BARETTA. I don't know if he wants to go by Trent BARETTA or just Trent. It said Trent BARETTA in his name thing, so I'm guessing he's going by Trent BARETTA now. Nevertheless, he big elbow to the top of Gregory Helms' head. BARETTA trying to do what he can at this point. I'm going to call him BARETTA because I believe that's what he wants to go by, so I'm going to call him that. Trent, nevertheless, going up and taunting right now, despite the fact that Helms is getting up to his feet. May not be a good thing. Oh, able to duck out of the way of whatever Helms is trying to grab him for, and turns him around into what a suplex that one was right there. Taking him down to the mat, and he's going for something here. Brings him up into a powerbomb, but no, Helms is able to reverse out of it into a big DDT. Gregory Helms, springboard, misses with the moonsault there. I mean, if you want to prove yourself in, trying to get into the ProJaked universe, I would definitely say going up against Trent is definitely a way to prove it, because Trent had, like I said, he has a winning record in the universe history. He has success in the universe, even if it was from a couple of years ago. So I would definitely say that if you want to make a name for yourself, like Gregory Helms wants to do, that beating Trent BARETTA here tonight would be a big way to make a name for yourself. But that, of course, means that you have to get through Trent, which he's shown right now in his back and forth wrestling here that he's not going to be a pushover. Nevertheless, Helms with a big kick to the arm and then punching it there. Doing some work on that arm, which I don't believe he needs to at all, because I don't believe he has any arm-based, finishers or anything like that. But there you are. Now he's gonna do more work on the arm, I guess. I mean, maybe he's gonna, maybe he's trying to do it so he can wear out the arm, so that way BARETTA can't go for any sort of maneuvers at all. But I mean, to be fair, he doesn't really need strong arms for his main finisher, so. There's that. Helms is just obsessed right now with working on the arms. Going for another stomp on that arm there. Boom! Just like that. Helms is just really trying to work on BARETTA. BARETTA's getting to the outside here. Going to the apron. Try to take a second to rest, and Helms clearly wasn't paying attention fully. He had to trying to recover himself or something, but sent in the corner. Helms is able to get out of the way. And picks him up into a big back suplex there. Had the arm trap, too. He's really working on that arm. He's doing this a lot of arm-based offense, but he doesn't have a arm-based finisher, so I don't understand why he is, but nevertheless. Big knee drop on the head there, on the face. Get himself all fired up. And still working on the arm. I guess, I mean, does help out when you're trying to fight a man, but even then, as you just saw right there, that's the army he was working on the whole time, and he just got rocked by it, so, you know, whatever. To each their own, I suppose. Nevertheless, Trent's going up top. And what's he going to go for when he's up here? Oh, goes for an elbow drop and misses. Helms is able to get out of the way of that. Now goes to work on the arm again. I mean, I guess, you know, it can be a legitimate strategy, and it can still do damage to you. I don't know if you can really get pinned after you know, having your arm worked on too much, but to each their own. If he ends up winning this match because of it, then so be it. Looked like he was going for the top rope, but decided to change his mind at the last second. For whatever reason, I'm not sure. And stomping the leg into the mat there. Now he's just going to go taunt in the corner. Maybe that's what he was trying to do earlier. Maybe he's just trying to taunt in the corner a little bit. Trying to get his cockiness and out there, or at least him it'd be confidence, but kick in the gut here. Arm trapped. No, Northern Light suplex into the bridge. 1, 2. Oh, I thought Trent actually got beat by that. That would have been surprising, but he was able to kick out somehow. Helms is, I mean, you know, Helms is doing a good job so far. Beretta's, you know, getting a reversal there, but Helms is doing a pretty good job controlling the matchup so far. Can't keep Helms down in that encounter. Beretta picking him up. Whew. Reverse DDT there. I apologize for the yawning. It's been a long day. And going in, springing himself over into a senton. What a maneuver that one was there. Kicking the leg, kicking them there. Kind of, I don't know if he's trying to regain some stamina there or what he's doing. He's kind of staggering around there a little bit. Kind of weird looking, but nevertheless, still in control as he sends him into the corner here. And try to go for something there, but Helms is having none of that, taking him down straight to the mat. And going for that arm trap back. Oh, tried to go for that arm trap back suplex again, but Trent was able to get out of it. Helms is still able to get control, though. But Trent hit him with a big uppercut there. Helms goes for a kick. Trent goes for a kick. Arm trap back suplex again, this time connecting. A lot of back and forth action between these two men here tonight. Helms is getting himself a bit fired up. And running knee to the side of the head. Doing whatever he can at this point to just wear Trent down and get that victory. Oh, brings him in. What's he going for? Oh my. Well, that's a little bit of a harkening back to his Hurricane days. The Eye of the Hurricane. I don't know what he calls his Gregory Helms, but there's 2 and 3. Wow. I was saying how if Gregory Helms wanted to make an impact, he had to beat Trent here, and that's what he just did. Gregory Helms just beat Trent Beretta in this tournament. There you go. Trent's been eliminated in the first round, and Gregory Helms moves on to the quarterfinals. What an impressive showing there. That was a good back and forth action there. I mean, I gotta admit, I'm a bit impressed. Even in, you know, in that victory, and even in the loss for Trent, I might have to look at him coming to Monday Night Raw. But nevertheless, you know, we got to focus on the guy who won the match, which is Gregory Helms, and he moves on to the next round. So yeah, we've got 7 of them. Now we'll have to find out who number 8 is coming up right now. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with the final first round qualifier of this tournament. And yeah, it's this guy, Psicosis. Psicosis, ladies and gentlemen, is here, trying to compete in this Cruiserweight Classic to try to get himself into the ProJaked universe. Should definitely be interesting. I mean, if you don't know much about Psicosis, he's definitely been a force in the wrestling world for a while now. Doing that thing in WCW, as well as that other company still active in Stamford, Connecticut that we don't like talking about, as well as a lot of other places. So it'll definitely be interesting. And it's kind of cool too that he went back to his kind of WCW look here by you know, putting the mask back on and you know, dressing in kind of that same attire. So it'll be interesting to see if he can succeed here tonight and get himself moved on into the quarterfinals. But I imagine that his opponent will have something to say about that. which we will eventually see as soon as he stops taunting on all the turnbuckles. I'm not sure why he keeps taunting on all the turnbuckles, but there you go. He's pointing out at people. He's really happy to be here. So there you go. All right, now he's down. He's getting ready for his matchup here. And his opponent is going to be none other than, than this guy. That's right. In case you don't know, it's Billy Kidman. What a, in a very, and I promise, this was not set up like this. When we got the 16 names together for this tournament, we completely randomized it, and we wanted to make sure that, you know, it was completely randomized, that people didn't get to pick who they got to fight or whatever. But somehow it ended up that the final first round qualifier match, however, ended up being between two guys who were both cruiserweights in WCW, who actually, I believe, both were cruiserweight champions in WCW. I know Kidman was. I think Psicosis was. I'm pretty sure. I think he was a WWE or a WCW cruiserweight champion. I'm pretty sure he was a WWE cruiserweight champion, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so these two men who, it could be argued kind of helped put cruiserweight wrestling on the map back in the 90s. Kidman was obviously a big name in the cruiserweight division there in WCW, and of course you had Psicosis, who was also a pretty big name as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one ends up playing out because they know each other really well from back then. But here they're fighting each other for a chance to get into the cruiserweight division on be a member of either Raw, ECW, or SmackDown, be part of that cruiserweight division, and get a shot at the cruiserweight championship. Nevertheless, Psicosis there with a middle rope moonsault, a big kick to the back. These two, like I just said, know each other pretty well from back then in those days. But that was also a long time ago, so you never know what they could bring to the table this time around. As you've seen a big corkscrew European uppercut there by Kidman, kind of an interesting maneuver for him to be hitting. But these two, you could just see it right here. These two are just going back and forth. Both men wanting to be a part of the ProJaked universe. Both men wanting to get that shot at the Cruiserweight Championship there. Psicosis working on the arm and the head there. Look at that, wrenching it back. Just doing whatever he can at this point to hard it, but no, Kidman getting out of it. Having none of that. Kidman gets to the outside. He's a little frustrated. Kind of upset that it's not going the way he wants to right now, but Psicosis catching him in the middle of his frustration, hitting a crucifix there. Spinning him around into a cover. I don't know why he just didn't cover after the crucifix, but nevertheless, Kidman getting out. Kind of an interesting start so far to this matchup. Psicosis has just been in control, just kind of working over Kidman. It started as back and forth, but now it's just been kind of all Psicosis here. Kidman with a big dragon screw, though, taking Psicosis down to the mat there on the outside. Goes for something from behind there, but Psicosis was able to reverse out of it. Psycho turns him around, tends him into the table there, and bouncing his head off the table. What a bunch of maneuvers right here. Psicosis bringing him in for a kind of a double underhook into a backbreaker across the knee, but can't get the 3 count there. Kidman's still able to kick out so far. Kidman taking that kick to the back there, but he needs to get something going for him. He is just struggling right now. If he's going to find any way to turn this around, he's got to be doing it now. Kidman puts him up on his shoulder, but Psicosis is still just reversing out of it. This has just been all Psicosis so far here tonight. And busting Kidman open right away. This is going to be really surprising if Psicosis is able to win this easily. I thought Kidman would have put up more of a fight, but he's just getting manhandled in this matchup so far. Psicosis just with that strong desire to want to get into the ProJaked universe, into the cover after going off the steps. Kidman's still kicking out at 1, though, so I guess it's not completely out of the way, but still, this has just become really surprising. I'm shocked by all this, as Kidman gets sent to the steps again. Psicosis is just on some fire here, but Kidman trying to fight back with a big corkscrew European uppercut again. Trying to do whatever he can at this point to take down Psicosis, but look at that, Psicosis still fighting back immediately. Kidman's got to figure out some big moves to try to wear Psicosis down. And Spanish Fly on the outside. Is that going to be it? Psicosis is winded after that. Kind of dazed himself a little bit, I guess. No, he's not going for the cover after that, though. Decided to work on the arm again for some odd reason. No idea why. And sends him into the steps again. He's just getting bounced off those steps like crazy here tonight. That's not going to be good for him. Kidman fighting back, though. He's trying to do his best to fight back at this point. What a move that one was there. Whipping him around like crazy. He's trying to do his best at this point now to fight back. And driving him face first into that mat there on the outside. Kidman trying to do something, but Psicosis fighting him off. And hooks him up into a powerbomb position. Oh, man! Powerbombing him right down on the outside there. Into the cover. I mean, that could have been it right there. 2. Oh, Kidman just getting out. Psicosis is just in control here with this matchup. Not letting up at all. Going back in the ring for some reason. Oh, I guess he's going up top. We've seen how this has gone for other people in the past. Oh, but this time he connects with a big headbutt off the top rope to the outside. Psicosis going for something here, but Kidman able to reverse it. Finally getting a move here, a German suplex. I don't know why he's taunting. That's not a smart decision. He's got to continue to work on Psicosis. He's been clearly losing this battle so far tonight. There he goes. Psicosis sweeps the leg yet again. Into the cover after that. I hope that's not the end of the match. That'd be really awkward. 1, 2, no. Kidman's still kicking out. That would have been really awkward ending to that matchup. Psicosis working on the head there. Just doing whatever he can at this point to try to get Kidman worn down. Because Kidman just needs to do something. He's just been looking terrible in this matchup. Fighting Psicosis off there. Trying to do whatever he can at this point. Oh man! That was a trouble in paradise there. Into the cover. Could he win it out of nowhere like that? 2? No. Just a 2 count. Just a 2 count. Looking surprised, but I mean, I don't understand why he is looking surprised. He hasn't really done anything in this matchup to really warrant a victory. Psicosis rolling him up, though. And a schoolboy powerbomb against that apron there. Or the, whatever that is. Barricade. That could end up being it right there, too. There you go. Psicosis with a dominating victory in this matchup here tonight. Kidman just really didn't stand much of a chance at all, and there you go. Psicosis moving on to the next round. What a surprise that was there. I would have figured that. I was expecting for it at least to be a good back and forth matchup, but Psicosis just dominated that matchup, left Kidman with no chance at all. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen. We have our eight that have qualified for the quarterfinals. They are none other than Akira Tozawa, Matt Sydal, Ricochet, Davey Richards, Suicide, Johnny Mundo, Gregory Helms, and Psicosis. Now, just like the women's tournament, that doesn't mean that, for example, that doesn't mean that Gregory Helms and Psicosis will be going at it in the next round for sure. What's going to happen is they're going to be randomized into the tournament bracket, and we'll find out from there who's taking on who. But nevertheless, I have been JDL, John Dave Shaw Layfield, bringing to you the second half of the first round in this Cruiserweight Classic. And until next week, when I bring you the quarterfinals, I shall see you all later.